The beef between Michael Bisping and Ariel Helwani is going nowhere, and now it's personal. It started with Bisping on Carl Froch's podcast, where he accused Helwani of pushing fighter drama and having a clear anti-UFC bias.
Right, I think you're a dickhead. Carl Froch thinks you're a dickhead. I don't think that because I'm trying to curry favor with Dana White. I just think you're a dickhead, and that's it. The narcissism of this guy, my God, it's hilarious.
It really does drive me nuts that you go into that much of a detail and talking about working at the apex and getting pats on the head. And I thought, you know what, Ariel, I thought that was really too far. I thought that was complete bullshit, to be completely honest with you, because you know what? I get those same jobs. I work at the apex too. And I'll tell you what, whether I'm working 314 or the UFC apex, guess what? I get paid the same amount of money to be there, and it's not $5,000.
It's
Ariel,
way more, multiples of $5,000, which just shows again how little he knows about the sport. And it's not surprising because the last time he was at a UFC event, because he said he feels sorry for me. Last time he was at a UFC event was UFC 199. When I became champion of the world, and he was thrown out because he can't keep his mouth shut, because he can't toe the line, and now he's banished from the sport. So don't feel sorry for me, Ariel. I get to go to the events, I get to walk in and feel the energy and the vibe and the atmosphere, and I get to see all these young up-and-coming fighters and speak to them and be a part of it, and whatever capacity it is. I love that, and you love that, and we love that, because this sport is part of our DNA. He's sitting there in his little broom cupboard doing like his CNN or a BBC News version of MMA coverage, okay? And just shut up. Just let it go, Ariel. You're in your mid-40s, man. What are you going to do? Respond to everybody like this? Anyway, it actually makes me laugh.
Helwani clapped back on his YouTube show, hitting Bisping with one of the harshest character breakdowns we've heard in a while.
Takeaway was, I felt really sad for Michael Bisping. I felt really sad for Michael Bisping because I can't imagine what it would be like to have once been a bad boy, to have once been a rule breaker, to have once been a pioneer, a trailblazer, a guy who marches to the beat of his own drum, to be that guy who did whatever the hell he wanted and didn't kowtow, didn't shill, was a rebel. That's who Michael Bisping was. And the guy that I was watching in that clip in particular, and the guy that we have seen over the past year or so, what he has morphed into, what he has turned into, is the polar opposite of that guy. And he knows this, and he knows that that guy once existed, and he has to look at himself in the mirror each and every day and pretend like he is still that guy, and pretend perhaps like that guy never existed, when he knows that he has morphed into this zombie, this shill, this guy who has had his brain infected by this virus, all because he wants, he wants someone to be like, good on you, mate. Here's $5K to call the next Apex card, and please do your best to put over how great all of this is. And if you do a good job, we'll pat you on the head and give you the next big slap fighting.
Sean Ali is facing Merab Gaval-Vili again at UFC 316, and a lot of fans aren't happy about it. Critics say the rematch feels rushed, and even Almoin Sterling threw shade online, joking that he never got his own rematch after defending the belt multiple times. But Ali isn't bothered. On the MMA Hour, he admitted that his last performance against Merab was borderline embarrassing, and said he's got something to prove.
Today, I grappled more. Just today, just this morning practice that I had, I grappled more today than I grappled last fight camp for Merab.
Wow.
That last camp was not a great camp. It was great for what I was able to do. And I'm not obviously going to, in the lead up to those fights, be like, well, I haven't been able to train very hard. I know I could wrestle better than I shown in that last fight. That was, borderline embarrassing what I was, what I was able to do again. Merab's tough. Merab's good. Merab's probably considered the greatest bantamweight of all time as of right now. So I'm going to go out there, knock him out. What does that make me?
What do you say to the people who say you don't deserve this?
Don't watch. Saturday night, June 7th, watch your reality TV show. Don't.
Conor McGregor's been off the fight calendar, but he's still living the high life. The Nelk Boys dropped new footage of a wild night at McGregor's Black Forge Inn in Ireland, and the Notorious looked right at home with a pint in hand.
What the fuck? What's the story, boy, Ali? Let's go, let's get walking. An Irish storm is brewing. Stand your base. We're going to Monaco.
Look how beautiful these beautiful girls are.
Yup, the St. Patrick fella, giddy up. She offers me protection. Yeah. Want a shot of tequila? You want a shot of tequila?
Yeah.
He is the biggest character, bro. You guys,
10 minutes. 10 minutes. I like it.
Mom, we're going to Monaco.
Corey Sandhagen is known for his technical skills, but this week he's showing off his comedy chops too. In a YouTube video, he joked that Davidson Figueiredo is secretly subscribed to his OnlyFans and paying him to roast him.
I take time out of my day, almost every day, to, do my OnlyFans. Everyone wants to kind of shit on me for having them as a sponsor or whatever, but joke's on you, I made $2 million last month. Mostly from this guy. His tagger name is God of Horrors 69. I'm pretty sure it's Biggie. Everything he writes me is in broken English. Dude, do I really have to do this? You really want me to just make fun of you for what? He makes me do all kinds of crazy for him, like sing stupid karaoke songs. Was all I had. He likes when I insult him all the time. Some guys I guess get off on that. Just a giant piece of shit. Your hair looks stupid. All the last guys that you beat were, they almost suck just as bad as you do. Petr Yan whooped your ass, it wasn't even close. Ah, dude, don't take your dick out. Dude, I told you none of that. Every once in a while he has to see my butthole, and every man has his price, and mine is $60, so.
Henry Cejudo might be the only one predicting this, but he thinks Paddy Pimblett could shock the world against Michael Chandler. Speaking on his Pound for Pound podcast with Kamaru Usman, Cejudo praised Paddy's grappling transitions and said he's far better than fans give him credit for.
I'm smelling an upset, bro. I think with Paddy Pimblett, dude, I think he's gonna bring in the grappling. I think he might pull guard on this, dude.
You said pull guard?
He might. If he cannot take Michael Chandler down, he's more likely going to have to do that. But I just feel like Paddy Pimblett, he's a lot better than what I thought. And what he was able to do to Bobby Green, his transitional stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we gotta put some respect on that dude's name. And he's only gotten better, bro. Like, I just feel like with Michael Chandler, I think the UFC know what they're doing, and they're doing a 5-rounder. Like, think about it too. I think Paddy Pimblett is a lot better than what we think. And I'm smelling an upset here, and I do believe that a win over Michael Chandler could put him in a really good position. He could be one fight away.
Okay. Speaking of Paddy, he's got another name in his sights, Arman Tsarukyan. On the Full Send podcast, Paddy accused Arman of faking an injury to avoid fighting Islam Makhachev at UFC 311.
Person in the top 10 I can think of who's under 35 is Arman Tsarukyan. He's just a little posh boy who's had everything handed to him on a silver platter by his dad.
Do you think he actually got injured or no? Or what do you think happened?
No, he's a little chass. That's what you are, Arman. Little boy. And then he was doing them videos where he flips forward on his neck.
Right.
And then he's saying that he's got a bad back. Dana said, didn't he? There was Dana shot him down in that interview. I was like, whoa, that's heavy, that. You don't want the boss saying that about you. But because he got asked, didn't he, is Arman still number one? Right. And he was like, no, he's gonna have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
He basically said that like doctors come out and Hedda, the best masseuse and the PI, come out and they never said to him, you can't fight. He decided he's not gonna fight. So basically, Arman, you shit your pants. Know what I mean? That's what you did. You farted and followed through, and I shit.
Arman didn't stay quiet. He fired back on X, calling Paddy a clown with a Beatles haircut and daring him to call him out next. New footage out of Dagestan shows Khabib Nurmagomedov doing what he does best, leading with intensity. Islam Makhachev dropped a clip from the gym where Khabib was seen scolding a teammate for missing training.
Видео дежурный. Раджабов не будет приходить, следующий ты сам будешь дежурный. Ты понял? А ты для чего на время осталось? Я же знаю, я же сказал, я знаю, не пришли, а я не пришел. Подожди, почему не пришел? А ты почему проспал? Я не могу проспать, почему я... Подожди, а что входит у старшего дежурного? Следить за ними. А что ты делал, чтобы ты следил? Подождите. Они проспали, они наказаны.
С утра что за хипиш?
Подожди, вопрос у меня к тебе. Выпусти.